Nathan and Samuel are on the run. They're both being chased by a group of mercenaries determined to catch them. As they speed across the stormy sea towards an island of great importance to the brothers, the mercenaries close in, their speedboats gaining on Nathan and Samuel's vessel. Despite their efforts to fight back, the mercenaries' superior boat proves too much for them to handle.
Nathan! They're gaining on us! I know! We'll crank it! Sam, I'm going as fast as I can!
As they approach the island, a larger ship belonging to the mercenaries rams into Nathan and Samuel's boat, causing damage and dropping depth charges in an attempt to sink them.
Keep heading towards the island! Don't let them get in front of you!
The impact of the depth charges knocks Nathan overboard, and he narrowly avoids being hit by the passing mercenary ship as he surfaces. Struggling to stay afloat, Nathan is urged on by his brother, who is desperately trying to repair the damaged engine. With the mercenaries closing in, Nathan does his best to hold them off while his brother works on the engine. In a moment of quick thinking, Nathan manages to cause a chain reaction that destroys the helm of the mercenary ship, causing it to retreat.
Calm as a bitch! Damn it! More coming!
Despite their successful defense, the mercenaries are not yet defeated. As Nathan and Samuel continue their journey towards the island, the larger mercenary ship reappears, ramming into their boat and sending it shipwrecking onto the rocky shores. Separated and injured, Nathan passes out as a flashback begins.
Nathan?
Nathan Drake had always been a scrappy, independent sort of kid, even when he was living in the St. Francis boys' home. So when he found himself in trouble with a nun one day in the 1980s, he knew he had to take matters into his own hands. As punishment for starting a fight with another boy, Nathan was left alone in his room while the other boys went on a Bible retreat. But he wasn't about to let a little thing like that keep him cooped up. Instead, he sneaked out of his window and made his way to where he saw his older brother, Sam, calling to him with a flashlight. Nathan knew that Sam was the only person he could rely on, so he followed him eagerly as they made their way over the roofs and walls of the orphanage. It was a risky business, but Nathan was determined to escape the confinement of the orphanage and make a life for himself. Once they were free of the orphanage, Sam showed Nathan his new motorcycle, a 500cc twin-engine beauty that he had bought with his own money. Nathan was impressed, but he couldn't help feeling a little disappointed when Sam told him that he was planning to leave the country for a well-paying job. Nathan had hoped that the two of them could run away together. But Sam was hesitant, explaining that he wanted to save up enough money to get Nathan out of the orphanage in a couple of years. Feeling hurt and rejected, Nathan begged Sam to take him with him. But Sam reluctantly refused. To try and make amends, Sam revealed that he had found the place where their father had sold their mother's belongings and offered to take Nathan with him to see it. Nathan agreed, and the two set off on the motorcycle, hoping to find some kind of closure on the past and a path forward for the future.
Ready for this?
Hell yeah.
Nate, a skilled thief and treasure hunter, finds himself in a Panamanian prison in 1999, embroiled in a fight with Gustavo, another inmate. The scuffle has attracted the attention of the other prisoners, who seem to be rooting for Gustavo. But despite being outnumbered, Nate manages to gain the upper hand in the fight. Just as he appears to be on the verge of victory, the prison's warden, Vargas, and his officers intervene and break up the fight. Nate and Gustavo are separated, and Nate is thrown into solitary confinement as punishment. As the days pass, Nate begins to wonder if he will ever see the outside world again. But one day, Vargas comes to collect him and takes him outside to an old Spanish prison tower. Vargas removes Nate's handcuffs and makes it clear that he knows about Nate's, Sam's, and Rafe's true intentions for bribing their way into the prison. The warden demands a cut of whatever Nate hopes to find, revealing that he has been given an envelope by Rafe containing a letter written by Joseph Burns, Henry Avery's first mate, who was imprisoned in the highest cell of the tower.
That's the plan.
determined to solve the mystery and find the treasure. Nate dismisses Vargas' demands and begins to climb the tower. He enters the cell and finds the walls covered in zodiac signs and stones scribbled with Roman numerals. Using the letter as a guide, Nate is able to decipher the puzzle and discovers a hollow and broken cross engraved with the Latin inscription Digna Factis Recipientis. Excited by his discovery, Nate tucks the cross away and climbs back down the tower to meet with Vargas. But Nate is not about to let the warden in on his secret. He hides the cross from Vargas, telling him that he found nothing in the cell. Vargas is skeptical, but Nate is able to convince him to let him talk to his brother Sam. Nate meets with Sam and Rafe and reveals the cross to them, explaining that it points to a cathedral in Scotland named after Saint Dismas, where Avery was last seen and rumored to be buried. The trio is just about to make their escape when they are confronted by Gustavo and his allies. A fierce fight ensues, with Nate, Sam, and Rafe struggling to defend themselves against the overwhelming odds. Just as Gustavo is about to deliver the final blow to Nate, Vargas arrives and manages to subdue him. The other guards tackle Nate, Sam, and Rafe and Gustavo's allies, and Vargas discovers the cross. Furious at being deceived, Vargas orders the trio to be left with him in his office. He prepares to execute Nate for his deception, but Rafe intervenes and negotiates a deal with Vargas. They agree to split the treasure 4 ways, with each of them getting a quarter cut. Vargas seems satisfied with the arrangement, but Rafe has other plans. As the warden reaches for his pen to finalize the deal, Rafe draws a knife and stabs him in the throat. Vargas falls to the ground, gasping for air as he clutches at the wound. The gunshot alerts the guards and the entire prison is thrown into chaos. Nate, Sam, and Rafe run through the corridors, dodging gunfire and trying to escape. As they near the exit, the roof collapses, separating Nate from the others. Sam runs back to help him, and the two of them fight their way through the guards and reunite with Rafe. As they make their way towards the prison walls, Sam is shot 3 times and falls unconscious. Nate tries to help him up, but it's too late. Sam's body slumps to the ground, lifeless. Nate is devastated by the loss of his brother and becomes distraught.
Give me your other arm! Reach! No!
We gotta move.
Rafe tries to convince him that Sam is gone and urges him to flee. But Nate refuses to leave his brother behind. As the guards close in, Rafe realizes that he has no choice but to flee without Nate. He scales the prison walls and disappears into the night. Nate, alone and heartbroken, is left to mourn the loss of his brother. But he knows that he can't stay in the prison forever. Eventually, he forces himself to recover and gather his strength. He makes his way towards the exit.
I'm coming!
Keep going, right?